We're going to go through our handout. Vamos a repasar nuestra hoja, okay? And we start with number 1. Vamos a comenzar con el número 1. It says, before we can lead, we must allow ourselves to see success in our lives. Antes de poder liderar, debemos permitirnos ver el éxito en nuestras vidas, okay? So again, before we can lead, antes de que podamos liderar, we must allow ourselves to see success in our lives. Debemos permitirnos ver el éxito en nuestras vidas, right? So you have to be able to see it before you're there. Necesitas poder verlo antes de estar ahí. A good leader has vision. Un buen líder tiene visión, right? He's able to see things before they happen. Puede ver las cosas antes de que pasen, right? You understand that with your imagination? God has given us imagination for the purpose of that. Because God did the same thing. He created out of what he could not see. And he spoke it into being. And then he saw it and he was like, good. Dios mismo hizo esto. Dios de lo que no podía ver, lo vio en su corazón. Y después lo habló en existencia. Oh, you guys don't have a handout? Why don't you say something? ¿Por qué no dicen algo? I forgot to ask. I'm sorry. Olvidé preguntar. So, maybe we can talk about something. Assertiveness. We don't have a handout. Okay, so you must see it. If you can't see it, chances are nobody else will be able to see it, right? Because if you're the leader. Si tú eres el líder y tú no lo puedes ver, las posibilidades de que alguien más lo vea son muy pequeñas, okay? So number 1, before we can lead, we must allow ourselves to see success in our lives. Antes de que podamos liderar, debemos permitirnos ver el éxito en nuestras vidas, right? See yourself already there. Vete a ti mismo ahí ya. You know that's the way God sees you? That's the reason God can lead you to where he planned you to be. Watch this. Por eso es que Dios te puede guiar y dirigir a donde tienes que ir. Because he created you with a good purpose and a good future, a good plan. Porque él te creó con un buen propósito y un buen plan, right? So he can lead you to where he's already seen you in his perfect plan. Así que te puede guiar y dirigir a donde él ya te vio en su perfecto plan. He also leads you and treats you as he created you, not as you behaved. Y también él te guía y te dirige de acuerdo a cómo él te ve y no de acuerdo a cómo te comportas. Because our behavior is imperfect, right? Nuestro comportamiento es imperfecto. But he doesn't treat us according to our behavior. He treats us according to how he created us and how he sees us. So he sees us like the finished, beautiful baked pie with powdered sugar on top. Okay? Él te ve ya como el pie horneado, terminado, calientito, con azúcar glass por arriba. Okay? That's how he sees you. That's how he treats you. Because he can see the end from the beginning. Porque él puede ver el final, el principio. Because he's the alpha and the omega. Porque él es el alfa y el omega, right? So he treats you and he leads you and he can walk through it with you because he sees the end from the beginning. Y te puede dirigir y te puede guiar porque él ve el final del principio. So as good leaders, in our capacity, we need to do the same. Nosotros como buenos líderes, en nuestra capacidad necesitamos hacer lo mismo. We need to be able to see the success of it, see the success in our lives, see what God is telling us already done, right? So that we can share that same vision with those. Well, you know, that could be as simple as your children. Y eso puede ser así tan simple como con tus propios hijos, right? Like as simple as a good leader in a home has a plan and tells the family about the plan so that they can see what they see. And he sets them up for success. Así como el líder de la familia puede decirle el plan a los hijos para que los hijos puedan en su mente ver lo que el padre o la madre está viendo, ¿sí? Y sepan hacia dónde van a ir antes de jamás llegar. Before they even get there. A good boss, a good CEO, right? He puts the vision out, say, hey, this is where we're going. This is why it's going to be awesome. Can you see it too? Y un buen líder hace lo mismo. Un CEO, un gerente, un líder de una compañía. Miren, eso es lo que vamos a hacer y así se ve. ¿Lo pueden ver? ¿Sí? So we must be able to see it successfully so that we can lead. Así que debemos permitirnos ver ese éxito para poder liderar. Is that good? Yep, amen. Obstacle number 1, fear of change or fear of the unknown. Obstáculo número 1, miedo al cambio o miedo a lo desconocido. Fear of change or fear of the unknown. Miedo al cambio o miedo a lo desconocido. How many of you like change? ¿Cuánto les gusta el cambio? I don't know, right? I know, it's a tough one, right? It all depends. Depende. Right? Why is the main reason why we don't like change? Let's just say that you're comfortable right now. Well, that's the reason we don't like change, because change can be uncomfortable, right? La primera razón por la que el cambio no nos gusta es porque puede ponernos en una situación incómoda. Okay, let's just say, even moving homes, even if you're moving to a better home, it's a little bit uncomfortable because you have to pack up, you have to load up, you have to clean up, you have to fix up, and you have to get up. Hasta moverse de casa, aunque sea una mejor casa, es incómodo porque tienes que empacar, tienes que limpiar, tienes que reparar, tienes que cargar los muebles, todo, ¿verdad? So it can be uncomfortable, right? But uncomfortable things many times are very good things for us. Las cosas incómodas muchas veces son cosas buenas para nosotros. Why? Because they cause us to grow. Nos causan crecer. Like when your pastor makes you lead worship. Como cuando tu pastor te hace dirigir la alabanza, right? I love doing that. I do that all the time. Lo hago todo el tiempo. Uncomfortable things make us grow. Las cosas incómodas nos hacen crecer. I didn't have to do that before. Now I do. Yeah, but it's growth. Antes no tenía que hacer eso y ahora sí lo tengo que hacer. Es crecimiento. So we could say that it's a good thing to get used to uncomfortable things. Because, and I'm talking about good changes, okay? Estoy hablando de buenos cambios. I mean, diet, right? It's uncomfortable, you know? Want to eat healthier? It's going to take more than just a microwave. Queremos comer más saludable? Va a tomar más que un microondas. It's uncomfortable. Es incómodo. But is it better for you? It's going to be better for you, right? Va a ser mejor para ti. Change. I mean, our brain itself, naturally, it does not adjust to change easily. It takes about 21 days to make a change inside our brain. But that's also a good thing, because it means it could change all the bad things. Nuestro mismo cerebro no le gusta el cambio, ¿sí? Naturalmente toma hasta 21 días cambiar un hábito completo. Pero es algo bueno también, porque quiere decir que podemos cambiar cualquier cosa acerca de nuestra vida en ese pequeño tiempo. But it's also a good thing because it means we could change anything we don't like about our lives in a short amount of time. That's the grace of God. Esa es la gracia de Dios. Change, the fear of change and the fear of the unknown. El miedo al cambio y el miedo a lo desconocido. You know who experienced this and it went really well for him? ¿Sabes quién experimentó esto y le fue muy bien? Abraham. I need you to leave your parents' land and go to a land that is an unknown land, right? Necesito que te vayas de tu tierra y de tu parentela a una tierra desconocida. Una tierra que yo te mostraré. A land that I will show you. It's called Phoenix. It's uncomfortable, it's hot, and it's dry. Es incómodo, seca, y muy caliente. But you're going to grow. Pero vas a crecer. Right? Uncomfortable things. I mean, okay, so I got to be real honest. If you see me walking funny, I'm just going to fess up right now. Si me ven caminando un poco raro, tengo que confesar. All right? So I went with some friends to work out, and these guys are hardcore. Fui al gimnasio con unos amigos que son bien pros, okay? And I don't know if you noticed, but I have really skinny legs. No sé si te has dado cuenta, pero tengo unas piernas bien flaquitas. And I don't like to do leg workout. Y no me gusta hacer ejercicio de piernas. You know, especially because in the past I had some knee issues, and I was just like, I don't want to put too much stress on the knee. You know, en el pasado había tenido problemas con mis rodillas y no quería poner estrés sobre mi rodilla, right? But he's teaching me. He's like, no, here's, look, there's a new way, and like there'll be no stress on your knee, and you can work out your legs, right? Y me dice, te voy a enseñar esta manera de ejercitar tus piernas y no le vas a poner estrés a la rodilla y vas a fortalecer tus piernas. I'm like, oh, okay, all right, let's do it. Digo, okay, vamos a hacerlo, right? So he sets me up on this cage, me pone en esta jaula, y pone unas pesas, and he puts some weights on plates on the end, and then he puts a bench down here, you know, and he teaches me how to do this thing without putting strain on my knees. Y me enseña cómo hacer estos squats, okay, sin poner presión en mis rodillas porque hay una banca debajo de mí. I'm like, okay, yeah, I could do this. Well, what I can't do now is walk. Lo que ahora no puedo hacer es caminar because my legs are killing me. I haven't done that in a long time. It's uncomfortable. Es muy incómodo. Very uncomfortable. But it is also good for me. Pero también es bueno para mí. It's painful. And I'm just wondering how long it's going to take before I can work out again, right? Because it hurts. Y me pregunto cuánto tiempo va a tardar para poder ejercitar otra vez porque duele, right? Because doing new things, they're uncomfortable. They get us out of our comfort zone. Nos sacan de nuestra zona de comodidad. But it is in that uncomfortable zone that you actually learn new things, that you grow, that you mature, right? That you're put to the test, that your trust and your faith is actually tested. Y es en esos lugares de incomodidad que creces, que cambias, que te fortaleces, que ejercitas músculos que no habías usado antes. You exercise muscles you hadn't used before. Boy. So that's the obstacle number one, the fear of change and the fear of the unknown. Will you pass the obstacle? Obstáculo número uno, miedo al cambio y miedo al desconocido. Hay que pasar ese obstáculo, right? Number three, remember, success will always be somewhere you have never been before. That's awesome. Recuerda, el éxito siempre estará en un lugar donde nunca has estado antes. Success will always be somewhere you have never been before because you are doing things you have never done before. Porque estarás haciendo cosas que nunca has hecho antes. I mean, think about the light bulb, right? Success was, for the light bulb, success was in a way and in a place that it had never been before. El éxito en el foco, en el filamento del foco, estuvo en un lugar donde nunca había estado antes, right? And I don't know how many a thousand times or something like that it took him to try different ways that didn't work until that one that worked, right? Well, success was in the place that he had never tried before. El éxito estaba indiscutiblemente en el lugar y en la forma y en la manera en la que nunca había estado antes. Because if you've succeeded already, then you've been there. But if you're trying to go somewhere else, well, you got to do something different. Entonces, el éxito está en algo que nunca has hecho antes, en un lugar donde nunca has ido antes. I mean, look at Abraham, right? His whole life and calling was in a place he'd never been before. El llamado de Abraham, toda su vida entera, estuvo en un lugar donde nunca había estado antes. It was unfamiliar and it was uncomfortable. It was unknown. No era familiar, no era conocido, era incómodo. But he was a blessed man. Boy, was Abraham a blessed man? He didn't have all kinds of degrees, right? Abraham fue exitoso y un hombre bendecido, abundantemente enriquecido. Y no tenía todo tipo de grados ni nada. Who made him rich? God made him rich. Dios lo hizo rico. He just followed him. He honored him. Lo honró, lo siguió. Número 4. Obstacle number 2, fear of leaving others behind. Número 4, obstáculo número 2, miedo de dejar a otros atrás. You're not leaving others behind. You're making a way so that they can come later if they want. No los estás dejando atrás. Estás abriendo campo para que si quieren después ellos puedan venir y disfrutar lo mismo que tú. Right? I mean, so many, I can't tell you how many people I've met that they're stuck in the same place because they just don't want to leave. Like, what about my neighbor? What about my friend? What about they're stuck because nobody else wants to go somewhere new and they don't want to leave others behind. Abraham did. Y muchas personas he conocido que no quieren dejar su vecindario, no quieren dejar su comunidad, no quieren dejar sus vecinos, no quieren dejar su familia. ¿Por qué? Porque no quieren dejarlos atrás, ¿verdad? Pero Abraham tuvo que hacerlo, Abraham tuvo que dejarlos, Abraham tuvo que salir de ese lugar. Look at Joseph, right? Joseph. He ended up away from his family. I mean, he certainly went through a lot of discomfort. José tuvo que dejar su familia también, ¿verdad? Y pasó por muchas cosas incómodas. Many injustices, you know. And then what? He actually made a way to save his family and the whole nation of Israel. ¿Y después qué? Abrió camino para salvar a toda su familia y a la nación de Israel. So sometimes we have to be alone from family or friends a little bit in order to make a way for them to have an option. A veces tenemos que hacer camino y abrir lugar y estar solitos un ratito. Pero Dios nos lleva a un lugar donde después otros pueden disfrutar de lo mismo, si así escogen. All right, number 5. Número 5. Obstacle number 3, identity issues. Obstáculo número 3, problemas de identidad. Where do we receive our identity from? ¿De dónde recibimos nuestra identidad? Our Father, right? Nuestro Padre. See, He's the one that tells us who we are. Él es quien nos dice quiénes somos. He's the one that fills us up with value. Es el que nos llena de valor, right? And if He's the one that gives us security, then we don't have to look inside for security. Because when we actually look inside, it's called insecurity. Y si Él es el que nos da valor y Él es el que nos dice quiénes somos, no tenemos que mirar hacia adentro para buscar seguridad, porque si buscamos hacia adentro se llama inseguridad. Whenever you're feeling insecure, you just have to lift your eyes up. Remember, you tell me how much I'm worth. You're the one calling me. You're the one who told me to go there. You're the one who told me to do this. You're the one that gave me vision. So my security comes from you. It doesn't come from the inside, from me, because that actually will make me insecure. Entonces recuerdo que cuando me siento inseguro es porque mis ojos están puestos en mí. Y necesito recordar y levantar mis ojos y decirle, tú eres el que me dice quién soy, tú eres el que me da valor, tú eres el que me trajo aquí, a esta tierra desconocida, tú eres el que me dio visión, tú eres el que me dio un plan, tú eres el que me está dirigiendo a mí, a dirigir a otros. Y nuestra seguridad es restaurada porque estamos obteniéndola de Él. ¿Okay? Es de ahí de donde tiene que venir. You know, it's hard to be a leader if you're insecure. Es difícil ser un líder si eres inseguro. You want to know that the leader has a solid foundation, right? if the foundation comes from himself, then it's not a solid foundation. Quieres saber que tu líder tiene una fundación firme. Y si su fundación viene de adentro de él, no es una fundación firme. It has to come from him. Necesita venir de él. When it comes from him, cuando viene de él, then it's a sure foundation. Es una fundación sólida. See, Abraham, I would have been okay following Abraham because Abraham was following God. Yo hubiera estado completamente seguro siguiendo a Abraham porque Abraham estaba siguiendo a Dios. It's a solid foundation. Es una fundación fuerte. You're the leader of the home. You're the leader in your business. You're the leader wherever it is, you know. You want to get your security from him, not from self. Quieres que tu seguridad venga de él, no de ti mismo. What happens with insecure leaders is they will self-sabotage. Lo que pasa con líderes inseguros es que se sabotean a sí mismos. Yeah, I kind of talked about this last week. Hablé un poco de esto la semana pasada. But insecure leaders cannot empower other leaders or cannot allow others to become anywhere near as successful as they are or even better because they're threatened by that. Los líderes inseguros no empoderan a otros o no pueden empoderar a otros a relucir o a ser más exitosos que ellos porque amenazan su seguridad. See, if you're an insecure leader, you will sabotage anybody who's trying or who is excelling that might pass you. Si tú eres un líder inseguro, vas a sabotear, ¿sí? O aplastar a cualquiera que esté creciendo o pasando más allá de donde tú estás. Because where's that security coming from? Your security is coming from here. So you're looking at yourself and you're looking at them and you're going, whoa, whoa, whoa. Si tu seguridad viene de aquí adentro, entonces estás viendo a ti mismo y estás viendo al otro y diciendo, no, ¿cómo me está pasando? ¿Cómo me está pasando? When security comes from him, cuando seguridad viene de allá, you see completely different. Lo ves completamente diferente. You're like, yes, let's go. Come on, keep going. Here. You know what this is, right? And you're like, let me give you a hand, you know? Y cuando tu seguridad viene de él, entonces estás diciendo, adelante, vamos, ve más allá, ve, aquí, súbete, pon el pie aquí. Right? We really believe that. We want our ceiling to be your floor. Realmente creemos eso, queremos que nuestro techo sea tu piso. So, that is a huge obstacle. Sadly, is identity issues for many leaders. Tristemente, ese obstáculo de problemas de identidad es un obstáculo muy grande para muchos líderes. See, if people around you can't grow past you, then you're setting yourself up for a very small capacity or a very small success. It's all just going to be limited to your own insecurity. Va a estar limitado a tu propia inseguridad si nadie más puede ir más allá que tú. Has anybody ever experienced an insecure leader, or you've been around maybe a boss, a manager at work, or someone like that, or yeah? ¿Alguna vez alguien ha experimentado un líder inseguro? Yeah? Okay. So let's not be one. No seamos uno. I remember Andrew Womack told us a few years ago. Andrew Womack nos dijo hace unos años. He's like, you better get really secure in the Lord because He wants to bring ministries to your church that will be way bigger than your own ministry. He's like, are you going to be okay with that? I'm like, yes. Andrew Womack nos dijo hace unos años, ponte bien seguro en el Señor, porque va a haber ministerios que salen de tu iglesia que van a ser mucho más grandes que el tuyo. ¿Estás bien con eso? Dijimos, sí. You know? He's like, they'll call you spiritual father, they'll be way bigger than yours, but are you going to be okay with that? You know? You know, and when you put yourself in that situation, you know you could put yourself there with your imagination. Puedes ir ahí con tu imaginación. See, God gave us such a powerful imagination so that we could experience and feel those things as if they were now and see how your heart is. Dios nos dio una imaginación tan poderosa para que tú pudieras pensar e imaginar situaciones que no han venido y checar cómo se siente tu corazón. So you go, how would I actually feel if that actually happened right now? And you go, oh, no, I don't like it. You know, or you go, yes, that's awesome. See, this is just being honest with yourself and God. Esto se trata de ser honesto contigo y con Dios. How would you feel if somebody new comes to your job? ¿Cómo te sentirías si alguien nuevo viene a tu trabajo? And they climb the ladder in 2 months, and you've been there for 2 years, and they're all of a sudden like 3 positions above you. Y suben la escalera en 2 meses cuando tú has estado ahí por 2 años y de repente ya son el jefe de tu jefe. How does that make you feel? ¿Cómo te hace sentir eso? Just think with your imagination for a moment. Piensa con tu imaginación por un momento. Are you happy for them or are you kind of ticked? ¿Estás feliz por ellos o estás medio enojado? Because then you can work on your heart today so that when that happens, you have the right attitude. Tú puedes trabajar en eso en tu corazón hoy para que cuando suceda tengas la actitud correcta. See, the only reason we get jealous of other success is because we have a belief, underlying belief that tells us there's not enough for all of us. And that's a poverty mentality. La única razón por la que nos ponemos envidiosos o celosos del éxito de otros es porque hay una mentalidad subconsciente en nosotros que dice no es suficiente para todos. Y esa es una mentalidad de pobreza. You didn't know it was going to be this fun tonight. No sabías que iba a estar así divertido esta noche, ¿verdad? It's like boom, 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 boom. Right? So how does that make you feel? Somebody just whoosh. ¿Cómo te hace sentir eso, verdad? So, it's when you don't need it that you can be trusted with it. ¿Sabes? Es cuando no lo necesitas que puedes ser confiado con eso. When you don't need the stage, when you don't need to be the limelight, when you don't need, when you don't need it, you can be trusted with it. But sometimes when you don't need it, you need it so badly that it's like you become like this monster, just like, where is it? And the moment it comes, I have a whole series on that actually. It's coming soon. Cuando no necesitas, puedes ser confiado con ello, ¿verdad? Porque a veces tu necesidad es tan grande que te conviertes en como un monstruito ahí que está esperando para devorar todo esto y te transforma. Okay. Somebody learning something tonight? ¿Alguien está aprendiendo algo? Okay, I hope this is helping you in one way or another. En una manera u otra, esto debe poder ayudarte. Obstacle number 4, which is number 6. Número 6, obstáculo número 4. Number 6, obstacle number 4. Fear of what's next. Miedo o temor de lo que sigue. Fear of what's next. El temor de lo que sigue. The Bible says we walk by faith, not by sight. La Biblia dice que caminamos por fe y no por vista, ¿verdad? And part of walking by faith, by definition, it means that you don't know what's next. Por definición, el caminar por fe significa que no sabes lo que sigue. So many people go, all right, God, show me the next step so I can put my foot on it. Mucha gente dice, okay, Dios, muéstrame el siguiente paso para dar el paso. Muéstrame el escalón para poner el pie, ¿verdad? And God says, no, you take the next step and I'll show you and I'll put the next, rock or the next pebble, right? Or the next whatever, right? You're like, no, God, show me and I'll take the step. Y tú dices, no, Dios, muéstrame y doy el paso. And God's like, no, take the step and I'll show you. Y Dios dice, no, toma el paso y te muestro. You're like, no. Show me and I'll take the step. And he's like, no, take the step and I'll show you. And we're doing this dance, Like, come on, God, show me and I'll take the step. Have you guys seen those videos? ¿Han visto esos videos en línea? Of my kids show me funny videos sometimes. We watch America's Funniest Videos. A veces vemos los videos chistosos. And there's people that are going on zip line. Y hay gente que va en zip line. And they're like right here. And they're like, forever. They're like, por siempre están ahí como que. And it's so funny to watch them just like, squirming. Los ves ahí tratando de. And it's like that with God. God's like, you take the step, and I'll put the step there. Y Dios te dice, tú da el paso, y yo te lo pongo, right? Because we have this, if we have fear of the unknown, then we could say it's equal to the absence of faith. El temor a lo desconocido, podemos decir que es igual a la ausencia de fe. Listen, there's a difference, and I want to make sure you get what I'm saying, okay? Quiero que escuches la diferencia de lo que estoy diciendo. There's a difference between having fear and being scared. Hay una diferencia entre tener temor y estar un poquito espantado. And let me expand on that. Y voy a expandir en eso. Fear paralyzes you. El temor te paraliza. Okay? So fear will paralyze you from taking the step to what you can't see, but God is telling you to do. El temor te paraliza de dar el paso a lo que Dios te está diciendo, pero aún no ves. Being scared doesn't paralyze you. El estar un poquito espantado no te paraliza. You can still be a little bit scared and jump off that cliff. Hold on to that zip line. Tú puedes estar todavía un poquito asustado y aún así dar el brinco y irte por la cuerda. ¿Sí? You see the difference? Fear paralyzes you. But sometimes we walk a little scared. We're like, oh my God, It's just, okay, Dios, ahí voy. And it's like your heart just going thump, 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 like Levi was saying, Y tu corazón está latiendo fuerte, como decía Levi. I still remember that. Like, what makes your heart go thump, 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 thump? Que hace que tu corazón haga así, ¿verdad? How do you say thump, thump, thump in Spanish? Thump, thump, thump. So there's a difference between fear that paralyzes you and walking by faith, but still a little, We're going to do this ropes course at the retreat. It's going to be so fun because we're going to help kids defeat their fear. Vamos a ayudarle a los jóvenes a vencer sus temores. Tenemos un curso de cuerdas. You can't die. No te puedes morir. You can't fall. No te puedes caer. I mean, you're like, I'll be the first one to go. Yo ser el primero en ir. Estás todo amarrado. You're completely tied up. And even if you fall, you're just hanging there, That's what it's like with Jesus. Oh, you're going first, girl. Thanks for letting us know. Now everybody here is going to ask you, how was it? Y es como andar por la cuerda y aunque te caes, estás ahí colgando, no te caes, porque Jesús es tu cuerda, So, that is an obstacle, is fear of what's next. El temor de lo que sigue es un obstáculo. How easy it would be to say, us as a church, nosotros como iglesia, qué fácil sería decir, aquí estamos cómodos y aquí nos vamos a quedar. Quepa quien quepa, no importa, right? It'd be so comfortable to say, you know what, this is it. We're comfortable in this place as a church, and whoever fits here, great, and whoever doesn't fit here, too bad, find another church. Like, that would be comfortable, right? That would be like, God saying, like, this is next, and And the fear of what's next, could paralyze us and keep us here 10 years when God only intends for us to be here for a few more months or something. I don't know, Y el temor de lo que sigue podría paralizarnos y mantenernos en un lugar donde estamos cómodos en vez de salir. A ver, ¿qué es lo que sigue, Señor? Right? That's why it's a walk of faith. Por eso es un caminar de fe. ¿Están conmigo? So tell the person next to you, what's next for you? Dile al de al lado, ¿qué sigue para ti? Come on, if you're married, you can't say who's next. No. Si estás casado, no dije que dijeran quién sigue. No. I said, what's next for us? ¿Qué sigue para nosotros? You guys cannot twist pastor's words. No tuerzan las palabras del pastor. Número 7. Leadership is the art of motivation or motivating a group of people to act towards achieving a common goal. El liderazgo es el arte de motivar a un grupo de personas para actuar hacia el logro de un objeto común o de una meta común. Okay? This is listed as one of Nick's simple definitions of leadership. The art of motivating a group to act towards a common goal. El arte de motivar a un grupo de personas hacia lograr una meta común. Some say leaders are born, some say leaders are made. Algunos dicen que los líderes nacen, son natos, y algunos dicen que se forman. I believe they're formed. I believe we're all called to lead. Yo creo que todos hemos sido llamados a liderar. And I believe we can all get better at leading. Y creo que todos tenemos la habilidad de ser mejores líderes. The word tells us that Jesus grew in favor, in grace, in stature. La palabra nos dice que Jesús creció en favor, en gracia, en estatura. And it tells us we can grow in all those areas. We can grow in our skills. We can grow in our leadership. We can become better at our communication skills. Podemos ser mejores en nuestra comunicación. Podemos ser mejores en la manera en la que entendemos a las personas. We can be better at understanding people, right? So if we're called to be leaders, we should also seek to understand people because that's one of the core principles of leadership is understanding others. Like, seek first to understand and to be understood, right? That's huge in communication. Una de las cosas grandes en comunicación es busca primero el entender a otros y después el ser entendido. Right? So I can always grow in the understanding of people because the better I understand people, the better I can lead them, the better I can be an influence to them. Entre mejor entiendo a las personas, mejor las puedo dirigir, mejor las puedo guiar. So growing in my leadership skills, it's not just for me, it's for everyone. We do in a lot of our small groups in the church, at some point you might run across this. En algún punto tal vez te encuentres con esto. En muchos de nuestros grupos pequeños en la iglesia, hacemos algo que se llama Strengths Finders, la búsqueda de fuerzas. We do something called Strengths Finders. How many of you have done Strengths Finders here? Raise your hand. ¿Cuántos han hecho el Strengths Finders? Okay. Why do we do this? What do we care about your strengths? ¿Por qué hacemos esto? ¿Qué nos importan tus fortalezas? Because we care about people. We care to understand how God created you. And the better I understand you, the better we can work together, right? If I understand your love languages and if I understand your personality, if I understand how you're wired, that makes me a better leader for you, right? If you understand how your kids are wired and what their love languages are, you can lead them better. You can discipline them better. Si yo puedo entender cuáles son tus fortalezas principales, si yo puedo entender cuál es tu lenguaje del amor, si yo puedo entender cuál es tu personalidad, cómo estás tú cableado, qué tipo de personalidad eres, ¿qué puedo ser? Un mejor líder para ti. Puedo dirigirte mejor, puedo guiarte mejor. Cuando tú aprendes qué personalidad es tu hijo, cuál es el lenguaje de amor de tus hijos, cómo son ellos, puedes ser un mejor padre y puedes dirigirlos aún mejor a ellos. When you understand how your coworkers are wired and what's their personality, when you understand what your boss personality is, when you understand, cuando tú entiendes cómo tus compañeros de trabajo, cómo tu jefe está cableado y cuál es su personalidad, You can relate better to them. You can influence them better. You can speak to them in their language. Puedes hablar con ellos en su idioma. Puedes influenciarlos mejor y puedes dirigirlos y liderarlos mejor. You can lead them better. See, old-style leadership is authoritarian dictatorships like, I don't care about you. Here's what I want to do. Do it now. Follow me, right? El tipo de liderazgo antiguo autoritario es, no me importa nadie ustedes, ¿sí? Haz lo que te digo y hazlo ya. Right? That's a dictatorship. Eso es un dictador. They have absolutely no interest in what any of the minions, personality, giftings, talents, desires are, nothing. No les importa en lo absoluto cuáles son las fortalezas, las personalidades, nada de ellos. Because they're only working for one person. Right? Porque solamente están trabajando para una persona. So as far as church, we are building a place where people can just grow to be everything God wants them to be. So it changes everything, right? You're not building my ministry or my church. You're building yours, your church. And we're all here to cheer you on for what God has called you to do. Entonces no estamos para construir mi ministerio o mi iglesia, sino tu iglesia. Y para animarte a ti en lo que Dios te ha llamado a ti a hacer. Que tú puedas descubrir el llamado de Dios para tu vida. That you can discover the calling of God for your lives. And that we can say, yes. How can we pray, help, and support you? Y que podamos decir, ¿cómo podemos ayudarte y apoyarte y orar por ti? Powerful leaders have the attitude that you matter and I do too. Los líderes poderosos dicen, yo importo y tú también. T-Rex leaders say, I matter, you don't. Líderes dinosaurios dicen, yo importo, tú no. I'm the big dinosaur. All that matters is what I say. Yo soy el dinosaurio grande, lo único que importa es lo que yo digo. Imagine if somebody just took a cut of that thing, and then played it over and over. I would look really bad, right? Saying, I'm the big dinosaur. I matter, you don't. If that's all they got, I'd be like, walk right out of church, right? Si es lo único que escucharan y entraron por un segundo, saldrían corriendo de esta iglesia. Okay, number 8. Número 8. We got to hurry up. Jesus was the greatest leader to walk this earth, and he showed us the greatest leader is the greatest servant. Okay? The greatest leader is the greatest servant. Jesús fue el líder más grande que caminó en esta tierra y nos mostró que el mayor de los líderes es el mayor servidor. Okay? O el líder más grande es el servidor más grande. So I think we understand this, right? Leaders are servants. Los líderes son siervos. And Jesus did that. His whole life. Amazing. Jesús hizo eso toda su vida. Fue el líder más grande. Check this out. Jesus didn't even do ministry until he was 30 years old. Jesús ni siquiera hizo ministerio hasta que tenía 30 años. What does that mean? That for 30 years he was serving his mom and his brothers, probably at home. He had a business, he supported. Imagínate esto, Jesús ni empezó su ministerio hasta los 30 años, lo que sí que por 30 años estuvo sirviendo en su hogar, sirviendo a su familia, sirviendo a sus hermanos, sirviendo, apoyando, teniendo un negocio. That's amazing. Jesus did that. Jesús hizo eso. He was a servant. And then he served people. And he served his disciples. Y después sirvió a la gente y sirvió a sus discípulos. So if Jesus is the greatest servant of all, why wouldn't we? Si Jesús era el siervo más grande de todos, ¿por qué nosotros no lo seríamos? He's telling us the key to being a great leader is to be a great servant. Él nos dice, la clave para ser el mejor líder es ser el siervo más grande. If you've been under leaders that are the leaders that just have that personality, that authority, that just twist your arm and just make you do things, like, let me tell you, that's not the kind of leader Jesus was. Si tú has experimentado líderes que hacen grandes cosas, pero es porque amenazan, tuercen el brazo de todos y tienen esa personalidad que no les puedes decir que no, déjame decirte, ese no era Jesús. That was not Jesus. Jesus led by serving. Jesús lideró al servir. So, you want a raise at work? ¿Quieres un aumento en el trabajo? Be the best employee. Be an employee that is worth the raise that you want. Sea un empleado que vale el aumento que quiere. Many wait for the raise to give that kind of work. Muchos esperan por el aumento para dar ese tipo de trabajo. But it doesn't happen that way. You become that much more valuable, then you get the raise. Tú te haces así de valuable, entonces te dan el trabajo. You start doing your boss's job, then you get the promotion. Tú empiezas a hacer el trabajo de tu jefe y entonces obtienes la promoción. Be careful when you start doing the job of the pastor because you will become a pastor. Cuidado cuando haces el trabajo del pastor porque te empezaron a llamar pastor. And that's how it happened to me. Así sabe que así me pasó. I was never looking to start a church. Sorry to disappoint you. God is good. I love it now. Yo nunca estaba buscando empezar una iglesia a ser pastor. Siento decepcionarte, pero y lo amo ahora y gracias a Dios. But I just didn't. I was just serving people and I was teaching the word. And one day people started calling me pastor and I was like, who are you talking to, man? Y un día estaba yo enseñando la palabra, estaba yo sirviendo a la gente y un día la gente me empezó a decir pastor. I didn't go to seminary. I didn't go to Bible school. I didn't get ordained. A mí no me hicieron pastor, ni me ordenaron, ni fui al instituto o al seminario. Y de repente me empiezan a decir, pastor. Y digo, ¿quién le hablas tú? ¿Quién le hablas? It was a while, Fue mucho tiempo después. So I want to suggest to you that you start doing the work of what God's called you to do before you ever occupy the position that God has for you. And that's how it happens. You become that much more valuable. You become that better of a steward, right? And then you enter and then you walk into those things. You become before you ever have. Te conviertes en esa persona. Te conviertes así de valioso. Empiezas a hacer la obra de acuerdo al llamado antes de experimentar o ser llamado esa persona. Does that make sense? Does that concept make sense? Maybe people are like, oh, one day, when I have that much money, then I'll be better with my money. When I, become manager, then I'll be on time. Because I'll have to be a good example, right? Cuando sea gerente, entonces llegaré a tiempo, porque pues tengo que ser buen ejemplo, ¿verdad? You'll never get there. It won't be God. Jesus is the greatest leader. Okay, number 9. Número 9. People rarely listen to what you are saying, but always watch what you are doing. It says by. It's supposed to say, but always watch what you are doing. People rarely listen to what you're saying, but always watch what you are doing. Las personas rara vez escuchan lo que dices, pero siempre observan lo que haces. Siempre observan, ahí están volteadas las palabras, observan siempre lo que haces. Are you guys listening to what I'm saying? Because this point kind of like, están escuchando lo que les digo, ¿verdad? All right. Okay, so that works great in parenting too, and yes, so if you want people to serve, you serve. Jesus wanted to teach people to serve. So what did he do? He served them. ¿Qué hizo Jesús para enseñarle a la gente a servir? Sirvió. Imagine if Jesus had come as a king, as many expected. Imagínate si Jesús hubiera venido como rey, como muchos esperaban. And he had sat up in a throne, and he was carried by his 12 disciples everywhere he went and never moved a finger. Imagínate que Jesús hubiera sido cargado por sus discípulos y lo llevaran cargando en sus hombres a todos lados. I mean, that's what I'd be doing right now. Es lo que yo estaría haciendo ahorita. That's what all the disciples were already, even with that example, the disciples were already fighting like, who's going to be the greatest of us? Who's going to sit next to you, Jesus? Hasta con ese ejemplo de siervo de Jesús, ellos ya están pensando, ¿quién va a ser el más grande en el reino? ¿Quién se va a sentar a tu lado, Jesús? Isn't it crazy? He knows us so well. It's like, man, if I come, it's like, oh my goodness, these guys are going to be. So he gave us the example. Serve. Right? Nos dio el ejemplo de servir. Número 10. How can we help others change environments, be the salt, the light, magnify the Lord, is if we don't even believe ourselves. If we don't even believe ourselves. ¿Cómo podemos sanar, ayudar a otros, cambiar ambientes, ser la luz, la sal del mundo, magnificar al Señor si no creemos a nosotros mismos, si no nos creemos a nosotros mismos? Okay. All right. Believe what you're saying. Let me, I'm just going to go through the rest of these real quick so you have the blanks, okay? Because we're out of time. Number 11. Remember, you can have a plan or be part of someone else's plan. It's your choice. Recuerda, número 11, que puedes tener un plan o ser parte del plan de alguien más. Es tu decisión. Listen, just because you have a job and you're working for somebody else, it doesn't mean that you don't have a plan. Okay? Solo porque tienes un trabajo y trabajas para alguien más, no quiere decir que no tienes un plan. The difference is in this. Do you just react to life, wherever life and people are sending you? Or do you have a plan? I'm going to work here because in 5 years, I want to be here and then here. And then, like, you can have a plan and still have a job. Don't misunderstand that. Okay? Puedes tener un plan y aún así trabajar para otras personas. No me malentiendas. ¿Sí? Pero la diferencia está en que tú puedes tener un trabajo y no tener plan y simplemente ir a donde te manden como sea. Si estás ahí, qué bien. Si te corren, te vas a otro lugar y reaccionar a la vida. O puedes tener un plan donde dices, no, yo voy a trabajar aquí por determinado tiempo. Y después voy a crecer y quiero ganar tanto. Y después voy a ir a este lugar. Y después en tantos años quiero estar libre de deuda y quiero tener ahorros. Y quiero have a plan. Or you'll just end up like a ping pong. Just like reacting to everything that happens to you. Si no tienes un plan, vas a acabar a la suerte de todos los demás reaccionando a la vida. Number 12. What got you to where you are will not get you to where you want to be or to where God wants you to be. Lo que te llevó a donde estás no es lo que te llevará a donde quieres estar. This has been a life lesson for me. Esto ha sido una lección de vida para mí. Can't tell you how many times I would think change happened and now I'm not going to get any further because that was part of my life to get here and now I don't have it. Or that person is no longer part of my life, therefore I won't be able to make it to where I need to go. Like I used to have thoughts like that, you know, and the Lord showed me, it's like what got you here is not what's going to get you to where I want you to be. Y Dios me dijo, lo que te trajo aquí no es lo que te va a llevar a donde te quiero llevar. Porque a veces ya había personas que ya no estaban en mi vida. Y decía yo, si ellos nos ayudan a llegar aquí, ¿cómo vamos a llegar allá? And God taught me this. It's like, what got you to where you are, that necessarily is what's going to get you to where I want you to be. That's why change is so good. Por eso el cambio es tan bueno. Because where God wants to take you, it doesn't work logically. You know, we think like in a cumulative way. Nosotros pensamos de una manera acumulativa, right? So if I accumulated this many people, relationships, resources, and now I don't have some of these, how could I possibly go any further? Does that make sense? Si llegué aquí con tantos recursos, relaciones y personas en mi vida, pero y algunos de esos ya no están, ¿cómo puedo llegar a donde Dios quiere que esté? And we think in those terms, but God doesn't think in those terms. Dios no piensa en esos términos, aunque nosotros sí. As a matter of fact, God's like, actually, you got all the way here. Think of this like a rocket ship, okay? When a rocket takes off, what does it do? It loses part of the rocket, part of the, so that it could get to where it needs to be. And that's kind of us sometimes, And I'm not saying it's always with losing something, but sometimes it's like, like I need to lose some weight to get there, because I can't. What got us here is not what's going to get us there. And many times we just need to learn to recognize. Tenemos que aprender a reconocer cuando a veces hay cosas que nos llevaron hasta aquí, pero no son lo que nos van a llevar hasta allá. A tool might get you somewhere. So let me say this. You can have a screwdriver and do a lot of work and be very successful with your hand screwdriver, okay? And then you realize, like, there's so much more. How could I ever go over there? What got you here is not what's going to get you there. Now you need 10 power screwdrivers and employees to get you to where you need to be, right? Entonces, puedes tener un desarmador que te llevó a ser muy exitoso, pero para llegar a donde Dios quiere que estés, ahora necesitas 10 desarmadores eléctricos y 10 empleados. Sometimes you don't want to let go of the hand screwdriver because it got you to where you are. A veces no quieres deshacerte del desarmador de mano que te llevó hasta donde quieres estar porque ahí te llevó. He's with me this whole time. Estuvo conmigo todo este tiempo. And you see it as a loss. And God's like, no, you don't understand. Y tú lo ves como una pérdida, pero Dios te dice, no, tú no entiendes. Okay. That's like a whole teaching in itself. Es como una enseñanza sola. How does Nick do this? I don't understand. ¿Cómo hace esto, Nick? So, okay, number 13, there's no retirement in the kingdom of God. Número 13, no hay retiro en el reino de Dios. Like Wayne Myers say, retirement is in heaven. Como dice Wayne Myers, el retiro es en el cielo. Number 14, as people, we create obstacles that give us excuses not to achieve in our life, so we don't have to grow or change. Número 14, como personas creamos obstáculos que nos dan excusas para no lograr en nuestra vida, para que no tengamos que crecer ni cambiar. So, be honest. Stop making up excuses. Those obstacles are fake. You can overcome them. You just don't want to change. I'm sounding like Nick, right? Entonces, obstáculos muchas veces los inventamos para tener una excusa para no cambiar ni crecer. Así que deshagámonos de esos obstáculos, okay? And number 15, finally, don't evacuate the place God called you because you were called to be the light in a dark place, but occupy that place for the kingdom of God. Finalmente, no evacúes el lugar que Dios te llamó porque fuiste llamado a ser luz en lugar oscuro. Más bien ocupa, o si no ocupa, ese lugar para el reino de Dios. Your discomfort, your walking into the unknown, your uncomfortable growth, it's all for the kingdom of God. It's for the glory of God. It's for the purposes and the plans He has for you. La incomodidad, el cambio, el crecimiento, los pasos en lo desconocido, es para el reino de Dios y es para la gloria de Dios.